My name is Derrick Shore. I'm the co-host of Houston Life on KPRC2. And more than 20 years ago, I went on assignment in a submersible to the bottom of the ocean to see the wreckage of the Titanic.
Fewer than 100 people have seen the wreck of the RMS Titanic with their own eyes. On this day, I'll become one of them, and I'll take you with me.
I was a young reporter, I was 19 years old, and my boss told me that I was going on assignment to go see the wreckage of the Titanic. At the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean, more than 12,000 feet, 2.5 miles below the surface. And the assignment was exciting, but I also knew it was going to be a challenge. I knew that I would be in this submersible for 12 hours with no bathroom, with a little lunchbox with food and some water, but 12 hours in a mini sub this size is not a comfortable trip, but it was the adventure of a lifetime. There were 3 of us on this sub in very tight quarters. It was me, my producer John, and our pilot Jenna Chernayev. Jenna speaks fluent Russian, doesn't really speak English. John and I speak English, we did not speak Russian. So there were 3 of us on this sub in very tight quarters, and we really had no means of communication. And John and I, who spoke English, we didn't know how to operate the sub. And it wasn't until we were on the ocean floor I realized, oh wow, it might have been helpful if we'd had some training on this. We didn't have a contingency plan. And so if something went wrong, we knew that there were huge risks. We had a general idea of what this experience would be like beforehand. Knowing that there would be no bathroom on board the sub, we kind of tried to slow everything down in the days leading up to our trip. So we weren't drinking a lot of water, we weren't eating a lot of food, because while there is a plastic bottle on board underneath the seat, nobody wanted to be in that situation. No one wanted to use the plastic bottle. So I remember the morning we went down, and my mother was so nervous. She was back home in Salt Lake City, Utah, hoping and praying all day long. But we took a boat from St. John's, Newfoundland, and we were at sea for a day and a half before we reached the surface of the North Atlantic, where we would be going straight down to the Titanic. Once we got to that spot, we boarded a large research ship. It's called the Keldysh. And on board the Keldysh are 2 mini subs, submersibles, Mir 1 and Mir 2, the same subs used in the Titanic film by James Cameron. We boarded one of the subs early in the morning. We had life jackets getting in because the boarding process is a little bit tricky. And once we climbed in through the hatch, which is a small opening in the top of the submersible I went in, they cranked that hatch and we were in there. The shape of our submersible, while it looks elongated, the actual passenger compartment is a sphere because that is the strongest possible shape. So when you have the pressure of the ocean compressing that sphere, that's the safest possible scenario.